Hello and welcome back, folks, to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe, episode 44. Um, yeah, guys, welcome back. How has your week been? I hope it has been good. I will say spring has not yet sprung. However, summer is here. It was 95 degrees yesterday, suddenly, by the way. And I find that annoying because I don't really like the heat, but I do like the summer. Okay. I like the summer with free time and going to the beach or the bay and just chilling and relaxing with my friends and family, which is why I'm manifesting every one of my friends and family who I would like to spend time with to not have a job. But they still get money, by the way. In my manifestation, I'm being very specific. I want them to have a lot of money for the good of all and the harm of none. But I do not want them to have a schedule that would impede, um, you know, uh, spontaneously going to Horny Corner with me. The bay, the old the old bay. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for all of you if you're listening to this and we hang out. I hope that your job does not impede us spending lots of time outdoors this summer together, staying cool in the water and looking hot as well. So shout out to us because that's gonna happen. I do need to issue a formal apology to my sprinkles lovers out there, okay? I got some pretty angry messages as per last week's episode. As it turns out, a lot of you do really love sprinkles, okay? While that does mean I can't take you seriously anymore, I do support you doing the things that you want to do. If you want sprinkles on your ice cream, Sarah, you go ahead and do that, girl. Okay. I do not like a sprinkle, and honestly, they are for kids. Tricks are for kids. Tricks are for kids, dude. So, I think I will say I am sorry. I apologize for defaming sprinkles, but I still do stand by that. I don't like them. I don't like them. And I think they're childish. Okay? And you know what? We all need to nurture the child within us. Okay? I think that's what we learn in therapy. If you ever go to therapy, there's probably a lot of talk about uh, you know, healing your inner child. And if you do that through putting sprinkles on everything or some things or whatever, that's on you, girl. And I do support you. Okay. How am I healing my inner child? Well, I don't know, actually. I'm trying to live the life that I always thought I wanted. And I am currently doing that actually. If my younger self saw me today with this very cute apartment that's decorated very cute and I have amazing pieces of art hung up, I have plants, I have pets. I am thriving alone here in this apartment. No roommates. I never wanted a roommate. Okay. Ever since I was small, I knew that I never wanted a roommate or to live with anyone for that matter. Okay. And I have lived with some men before. And let me tell you, spoiler alert, it sucks. It really sucks. So, healing my inner child is not living with a man or any other person. Okay. I think when people like think about living alone, they're like, wow, isn't it like so lonely? No, by the way, I love being alone. I love my solitude. It's like the most important thing to me. And I'm not kidding. I do really like to be alone. Um, but I do think that if I didn't have pets, in my home, it would feel a lot more lonely. Okay. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't want to live alone, it's so lonely. If you had a pet, it would not feel as lonely as you think it is. Okay. If I was here alone in this house, no pets, yeah, I'd probably be a little bit lonely. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have to leave my dog overnight at my parents' house if I'm not going to be home until super late or something, if some kind of circumstance, and he spends the night at Nana's house. Um, when I'm in this house without my dog, it feels empty. I feel like I have no purpose. I feel like, wow, I'm just gonna wake up in the morning and just like get ready. I don't have to like immediately take him out for a walk. Like, yeah, dude, I think my whole purpose is within my pets. Okay, my cats really mind their own business. They don't really give a shit about me, to be honest. They are very affectionate, but they are not nagging me. Well, neither is Frank. He don't be nagging. He be sleeping. He's always sleeping. So yeah, anyway, shit, you guys, it's hot as fuck. It's hot as fuck. I have an ice water here. We'll see how that sounds. We'll see how the audio is on that glass of ice water. Okay. I am a room temp water kind of girl, but when the summer hits, there's really nothing like a large mason jar or a very cute glass in my case, filled with filtered crisp water with a bunch of ice in it. It's just, do you remember like when we were kids, if you're my age, from the 1900s, before we knew that there was BPAs in all of the water bottles, um they used to fill up the water bottle, like a plastic water bottle, and put it in the freezer. And then when you went to go play outside or whatever, you would grab a solid frozen water from the freezer. And then after 40 minutes or whatever out in the sun, the ice would melt and then you would have like a chunk of ice in the middle and then there'd be freezing water surrounding it. And that was like the best way to drink water back in the day if you were playing outside on a summer's day, you know? I was thinking about that today. I was like, should I get like a plastic water bottle and fill it up and throw it in the thing? But I don't think it's the same unless you're playing outside with your friends in the dead of summer. We used to crack eggs and try to fry them on the asphalt. I probably could have fried an egg yesterday. 95 is crazy. 95 is crazy, and you know what? I know there's someone out there like, "That's not even hot. This is actually this is cool, actually. I don't know what you're talking about. My God." Like when you go to Palm Springs or anywhere in the desert, you go to Arizona and you're like, "God damn, it's hot." And the locals are like, "This isn't even hot." I hate that, by the way. By the way, I grew up in Southern California, so the weather has been um paradise ever since I was born, dude. So if we have some extreme weathers, um I'm going to comment on it, okay? You do not get you living in a desert where it's 116 and dry as fuck every day. That's not a flex. So when I say it's hot and it's 116, and you're like, "You ain't seen nothing yet." That is not the flex you think it is. Why are you bearing this heat? Are you trying to prove something? Like, what are you trying to prove by withstanding weather like that? I mean, I know that not everyone can live in Southern California where the weather is good. I know you can't just like simply just get up and move here. Also, if you want to move here, everything's gonna cost you fucking 6 times as much as it's gonna cost you wherever you are in the barren heat, okay? So, I'm paying a lot more to live here. It's kinda all I've ever known. So, it's not like I moved here and was like, "Oh, it's really expensive here." It's like, it's always been expensive. That's all I've ever known. Okay? That's why we always be struggling. But, yeah, you over there in Arizona or in anywhere in the fucking desert or wherever you are, if you think you're flexing because you withstand weather, like, it's not a flex, and just stop doing it, by the way. Cut it out. Anyways, I'm a little bit low energy today, you guys, because it's hot. Okay? Um, I don't know how hot it is today. Can I look at it on my pewter? Will my pewter show me the weather? Weather app. Let us see. Long Beach, it is 87 degrees right now. I just took my dog out. It's pretty hot out there. I think I gotta get him some Crocs. You know what I mean? So he don't get burned up on his little paws, his little pads. But yeah, pretty low energy today. Sorry about that. And you know what? I just want to talk about some stuff that is genuinely doesn't really matter, which is, something I love to do on this podcast. I like to keep it light. I like to keep it playful, okay? But I'm gonna talk about The Secret Life of Mormon Wives. Okay? If you haven't seen it, you don't know what it is, you can just get past this because it's not gonna matter to you and you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, okay? Every time I say I'm gonna talk about The Secret Life of Mormon Wives, I feel like I'm that kid on that interview show where she's like, "I'm gonna talk about 9/11. You remember the plane crash?" That's what I feel like when I say, "I'm gonna talk about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives." Okay. Oh my god, it's hot. Spring ain't even sprung yet. Anyway, season 4 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is out. And of course, I finished it in 1 day. It was actually my scheduled rot day because it was the first day of my period, so I already knew I was not going to be leaving the house. And oh my god. And so I knew and luckily that it would just came out, and I didn't even know it came out. Sarah told me. And I was like, "Wait, season 4 is out?" And she was like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh shit, I'm already rotting today. Like today is my rot day. I'm gonna watch it, okay? 10 episodes, an hour long, finish the entire season in 1 day." Excuse me. Let's start where we're all at right now. Dad talk, okay? There is no earthly reason why dad talk should even be a term, okay? We are bordering on the term mom talk, okay? We've already accepted that. We've been at this for 4 seasons now. There is a consensus that we will use the term mom talk, okay? Will mom talk survive this? That's part of the lore. We've accepted that. Dad talk? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I don't understand why Hulu doesn't understand that. Because you see, ever since season 1, when we met all of these couples, excuse me, when we met all of these couples on from season 1, the unanimous consensus was like, these women are married to these men. These are some of the worst men we've ever seen. And to think that the Mormonism of it all, which, I'm not going to speak on Mormonism like that because I don't really know a whole lot about it. Okay. I've been learning a lot from some people that I know who are, ex-Mormons, from Idaho. So I only know a little bit about Mormonism, so I'm not really going to touch on it like that, you know what I mean? I'm not educated on it. But what I do know is, in the Mormon, community, you got the classic religious hierarchy. Men on top, women stay home, have children, raise those children, cook, clean, etc. The old trad wife um situation, okay? So to think that these women were doing the trad wife thing before the mom talk situation with these heinous men, first of all, they're all ugly and no offense, okay? I'm not saying I'm the most beautiful person in the world, but what I'm saying is those men are ugly. And it is unfortunate because the women are not ugly. Okay. Objectively, they're all very hot. Okay. They are put together. From what I understand, people in Utah are they're very into their physical appearance. Okay. Everyone gets their hair done. Everyone has extensions and spray tans and, bodies are tea and etc. Okay. From what I understand, that's how it is in Utah. So inevitably, the women are fine as hell and the men are not. And frankly, there's nothing they can do to improve the way they look. Okay. They're just like goblin creatures. Okay. Now, I like a goblin as much as the next guy. Okay. Being ugly to me as a man is not a deal breaker. Right. I got other, characteristics that I'm looking for in a man. Would it be nice if you were fine as hell and you look like Jon Snow? Sure, that would be nice. But, are you strong? You know? Are you protective? Are you, confident? Are you, comfortable with yourself? Like, there's a lot of factors, right? So being ugly is not a deal breaker for me. Um But on top of being ugly, they're also just, like, really playing into the tropes of, like, they think they're better than their wives because they're men, you know? That's kind of been, like, a theme is, like, they're kinda controlling these ladies in a sense, okay? It's just what we've seen on the show. I don't really know how deep it goes or anything, but, that's kinda what I always thought, and when I first started watching this, franchise or whatever. So, anyway, we're 4 seasons deep, and all of the women have really branched out with their careers. Low key, they all stopped going to church, and they have really blossomed in a way from the fame that they got from this show, okay? They are getting other opportunities, they got their brand deals. Some of them are trying to model. We have, Whitney doing musical theater and her and Jen doing Dancing with the Stars. Like their careers are really popping off, okay? With that comes the switch or the wiggle room of it all with the husbands, okay? Now, you are a husband, you're going to have to take care of your kids more than you normally think you should have to do because your wife is working, girl. Yeah, she's filming a TV show. She's on Broadway. She's writing a book. Like all these girls are really doing it big, and the men really have to step up as far as the families go because they are Mormon at the end of the day. They all have several kids. Okay. Not that you have to be Mormon to have several kids, but they got a lot of kids. Each one of them's got like 3, 4 kids. Okay. When they had these 3, 4 kids, these husbands probably didn't think they were gonna have to care for these children that much, okay? They thought they was just gonna have to go to work and, pay for the children, not have to do any of the legwork. But as it turns out, y'all gotta quit your jobs and watch these damn kids because your wives are working, okay? And I love to see it. I love to see it. But at the end of the day, there's only one husband who's doing a good job at caring for his children, and that is Connor, Whitney's husband, okay? Not only is he incredibly supportive of her, he's also a really good hands-on dad from what we see on the show, okay? I don't know these people personally, but he's a really good hands-on dad. Low key, he's giving gay best friend. I don't know if he's gay. I'm not stating that as a fact. That is, and that's not even allegedly. I'm not saying that he's gay. I'm saying that he gives gay best friend because he's so good at being, he is the type of man that you want to be around. Let me silence that. He is the type of man that you want to be around. Okay. And for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other women, we love to be around gay men. Okay. We love it. They are supportive and they are fun and they are a safe space. You know what I mean? Because women at the end of the day, they do love men. Okay. There's this really big theme of like men killing us, okay? For some of the dumbest reasons too. So you really have to watch your back when you are around a man, okay? Being around a gay man, you get some relief from that. You get a lot of relief from being around a gay man who has no interest in sleeping with you, okay? That's a very special bond that you can make with a man, okay? And once you remove the sexual attraction from a relationship between a man and a woman, it really flourishes, okay? Everybody knows I love my gays. I love them. Okay? They're a big big part of my life. I cannot live without them. Okay? So, we love Connor, okay? And again, I'm not saying he's gay. Connor is crushing it. He is crushing it. He's always got the baby strapped to his chest and he's wrangling the other two little ones and he's cheering her on and he's helping her with the logistics. He's making merch. Like he's truly fucking crushing it and is the blueprint of a scenario in which you as a man have to you have to follow this blueprint if your wife pops off of her career, okay? And there's no shame in that, okay? And he's crushing it. You know who's not crushing it? Zach. Zach is not crushing it. In fact, he complains more than anybody I know. Okay. And he's taking care of all these kids because Jen is doing Dancing with the Stars, and she's fucking working her ass off. She's working, 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 working. Okay? She's trying to build a legacy here. Let her go. So Zach is almost immediately like, wow, it's like crazy that like really one person gets the shit into the stick, like when the other person like gets to focus on their career and is like working all the time and is blah 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 blah. Dude, he's so fucking close to the point, it's crazy because he was one of the more controlling men from the first couple seasons. You know what I mean? He was the causing the most drama and being the most annoying, and everybody hated him the most, low key. And I think him like coming to terms with the fact that taking care of these kids all day, every day while your partner works is really hard. Okay? It's a hard fucking job, and I haven't even done it, okay? But like I said, in the last episode or a couple episodes ago, I've never heard a good review on being a parent. I've never heard a good review, and imagine doing most of it yourself. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, your partner is always at work, and, the other like, when it's women at home taking care of the kids, they're a stay-at-home mom and they do nothing all day. That's the narrative. And the men are like, "I pay for everything that you have, so you need to be happy with being a stay-at-home mom and doing nothing all day." But as soon as a man has to be a stay-at-home dad all day and the woman is working, they're like, "Wow, this is actually so hard." It's like, how fucking dumb can you be? And I'm being totally fucking serious right now. How do you not understand? There are some scenarios that you do not have to experience to understand that they are hard. I've never had and I've never done it, but I have also never assumed or had the notion that being a stay-at-home parent is easy. I've never thought that. Every time I hear of stay-at-home parent, I'm like, that must be fucking exhausting, okay? Exhausting and rewarding, I'm sure. I'm sure there are good reviews out there of being parents. I haven't heard them. But, I'm not really a motherly person, so I don't really wanna hear those good reviews. I'll hear them though. I'll hear them if you wanna send them in, to the PO box. But anyway, it's so, maddening to watch Zach explain the plight of woman and be like, "This is unfair to me." And he's like, "I wanna be, like, my own person, like, right now I'm just known as Jen's husband." It's like, "Unfortunately, sir, you are just Jen's husband. You are just the father of these children. You have not built a legacy for yourself. You're dull, you're boring, and you are a lame husband, in my opinion." Okay, in my opinion, and no offense. You know what I mean? This is just some feedback. You do not have to take it and you ain't listening to it anyway. So, unfortunately, and he was in med school before, I think, and he has since dropped out of med school. I don't know if it was because she was gonna go on Dancing with the Stars. I don't think it was, but it's like you're not even you dropped out of school, which tons of people drop out of school. It's actually not even really a bad thing in my opinion. But you drop out of school and you want to what now? Build your legacy? Well, somebody's got to work here, okay? And we can't make enough money dancing on TikTok. So I am going to be taking more opportunities as they come in as the wife, as the mother of your children. Okay? I am the breadwinner here. I am going to have to take opportunities. Okay? It's just crazy coming from the Mormon lens for him to have this realization, and he's having the realization based on his own, like, pity party instead of being like, "I can't believe, like, the Bible says women have to do this. That's, like, so unfair," right? You know what I mean? Like, he does it's not clocking to him that the faith that you follow is well, I don't know. See, I don't really know a lot about Mormonism, but I do know that there is a hierarchy as far as gender goes. And imagine your scripture really said that you gotta stay home with them kids. And by you, I mean you, Zach, like men. Men are the ones staying at home with the kids, and the women do literally whatever they want. Imagine that was written in your scripture. How annoying would that be? Well, hey, that's actually what's happening. Like that is what's happening to women. So, it's just one of those, like, putting the period cramp simulator on a man and then, like, being like, "This is so unfair." It's like, "Well, yeah. Yeah, actually. You're nearing the point here." But you always tell me that I'm dramatic every time I have a fucking period and I have cramps and that it shouldn't, put me out for a day and I don't have to rot on the couch all day and watch an entire season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives seasons 4. Okay? Don't fucking come at me, just because you fucking did a little simulator that probably isn't even that good, and they can't even handle it anyway. I'm sure period cramps are worse in those simulators too. So anyway, it's pretty difficult to watch. Mainly Zach complain about being a parent to his children without much help in this temporary time too. I mean, she's not going to be on Dancing with the Stars forever, right? She's going to be eliminated at some point and or win at some point. So you can't even cope doing it for this short amount of time. And all you seem to wanna do is, like, after you put the kids to bed, you just sit in the bathroom by yourself and make TikToks. I mean, it's crazy to me, dude. It's crazy to me. I'm like, "You are dancing around the point. You're dancing around the point." I hope that you can realize that this is the plight of women and, historically, and, heaven forbid you help your wife raise your children, okay? So, shout out to Connor, dude. He loves being with his kids, it seems. He loves being with his kids. And his kids are having fun and he's taking them to the park and shit. And you know what I mean? Like he's crushing it. Okay. He is the blueprint. Everybody better fucking take notes. That's right. So anyway, that's my thing about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Um secondly, um I never liked Taylor. Okay? Everyone I know is like, "Taylor is the realest one. She is going to speak her mind. She doesn't mind conflict. She's a strong-headed woman, blah, blah, blah." All of those things I technically agree with, okay? But I don't like the idea of having a friend like Taylor who fucking crashes out the way she does. Okay. And as a friend, telling her, you need to stay away from this man or you need to stay away from the situation. And she continually goes back to that man or goes back to that situation. And it's a cycle. And then, me as a friend, I have to constantly deal with that. And I hate that. I don't like the chaotic friend, dude. I haven't had one of those in a long ass time, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it to have a friendship like that. And I really be feeling for these girls on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because they're like, we don't know what to do with Taylor. Like, excuse me, we're straight up like already told her to stop hanging out with Dakota, like, let it go. And she continues to go and see him and sleep with him, and you know what I mean? What are we fucking supposed to do? Like, that's so exhausting, dude. And this last season, I'm like, "You see, I fucking told you guys. I fucking told you guys, she is not a good character in this show. I don't know why everyone loves her. I mean, she's the leader or whatever. She's too chaotic for me." You know? I don't hate her, and no offense to you, girl, but the chaos, like, that you inflict on your friends and family over some shit that you shouldn't even be doing in the first place, like, friends who get themselves into situations purposefully and now you're going to inflict your trauma onto all of us as if this isn't your fault, like as if you didn't choose to go back to this situation. I already fucking told you a million times to stop doing this. I'm done with you. I don't want to associate with you anymore. You never listen to me. You never listen to my advice. We're done." And that's on period. That's how I feel that's how I always felt about Taylor. Okay? And now it's alleged that she was damn arrested for domestic violence after season 4 and after she did The Bachelorette, and she of course went back to Dakota and choked him out or something with a necklace, and the cops were called. She called him 150 times at 3 in the morning. Like, I do not associate with bitches like that. I really don't. I don't need that type of chaos. It's just that. It is chaos, and I don't like it. So, I've never been a Taylor fan. I'm even less now, and domestic violence is serious. It is serious. And if you're going to casually choke out a man, um that, he's the worst. He is the worst. I will give you that. I am in no way defending Dakota, by the way. Not a fan of his whatsoever. But you can't be putting your hands on people. You really can't. He can't do it to her, she can't do it to him. I don't think that if true, if she really did choke him out with a necklace, I think that needs to be taken very seriously, and I don't think that people need to you can't really support her if she did something like that. If she did that, if she's doing domestic violence, we cannot be supporting her. Okay? I'm not saying kick her off the show. I don't know what to do. See how she's inflicted this on the fans too? The fans of the show now have to be like, "Wow, can I even support this show anymore?" If she's still gonna be on it after she did all of this horrible shit, all of her domestic violence and everything, how am I supposed to watch this show? How am I supposed to fucking watch The Bachelorette? Which, by the way, I've never watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I've never seen any of the seasons, okay? But I was gonna watch her season because 'cause I'm like, this is probably gonna be trashy, so I would really like to see it, and I do love trashy TV, okay? And to be clear, she makes for good TV, you know what I mean? Her chaos is good for reality TV, okay? Her and Dakota are giving very much Sammy and Ronnie from Jersey Shore, if you know, you know. Run! Stop! Stop, Run! Are you friends with her? Are you friends with her? Okay, if you know, you know. And quite frankly, I have rewatched Jersey Shore like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 times. Like from front to back, from cover to cover, I have watched Jersey Shore several times. And every time the Sammy and Ronnie saga begins, I feel so exhausted. And I feel so exhausted for the roommates, right? It's like every fucking day they're screaming and yelling at each other on the balcony, in the backyard. They're saying the most heinous things to each other, shit you can never take back. Like, once it's been said, like, this is, like, such a fucking below the belt thing to say to somebody, and you're saying it to your partner on TV where it's going to be aired and on fucking it'll be forever. These moments are forever. And when you watch that, you're just, "Oh my god, dude, I'm exhausted." I'm exhausted. And in Jersey Shore, there would always be clips where it would be filming, like, the other roommates, and they're just, like, trying to make a sandwich in the kitchen or whatever, and you can hear in the distance, in the backyard or on the balcony or in the other room or whatever, Sammy and Ronnie yelling at each other, arguing. And the roommate making they're just, like, trying to make a sandwich, they're like, "Fuck, dude." Every fucking day with these 2, I mean, it's crazy. It's so crazy, and that is how I be feeling for these girls on Secret Lives and Mormon Wives. Like, the Taylor of it all, while it is making good TV, at the end of the day, like, it's fucking exhausting. And there was a shot of, I think it was Michaela or something, and she was, like, walking from the bathroom, whatever, they were all on a trip or something, they're all staying in the same house, roommates type shit, on a trip, and she was doing something in the house, and in the distance, you could hear Taylor and Dakota arguing outside on the patio. And in that moment, I was like, "Dude, this is fucking Sam and Ronnie, and look what you're doing to everyone else." And then I think it was Macy who was like, "You know what I'm sick of is people going back to sleep with people, they're not supposed to be sleeping with, and they need to fucking stop doing that." And Taylor was like, "Yeah, but, like, but does it, like, affect you as a person?" And Macy's like, "Yes, it does." And yes, it does, by the way, Taylor. Do you not understand that your chaos is it affecting everyone else in this group? I'm getting pretty deep with it right now because at the end of the day, it is TV, it is reality TV, it is, of course, they need, like, the most amount of drama, and this is obviously, like, fucking, like, gold, like, money to, like, these producers. They're like, "Oh, we love this, we love this." But you can see in everyone else's eyes that they are fucking exhausted, and it's exhausting to have a friend like that. And that's why I never fucking liked Taylor. I just did not like her. I don't like the chaos. I don't fucking like it, okay? It makes for good TV. What are you gonna do? So, anyway, yeah, that's my stuff. That is my opinions on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Season 5, I guess, is paused filming right now because of the old domestic violence situation. So I guess we will see. Um there's an investigation that comes out to either confirm or deny what happened with them. Let's not forget that season 1 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives opens with body cam footage of Taylor getting arrested. So do with that what you will. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me today, you guys. Yeah, that's all I got today. It's fucking hot. I was invited to a pool party this weekend, so I am so fucking excited to just like lay in the sun next to a body of water. Like, sign me up for that. I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow. It's probably gonna be fucking hot as fuck. So wish me luck, but summer is here and spring hasn't even sprung yet. So shout out to summer. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay Howe, and I will see you next week. Bye.